So Nintendo has come out with a new Direct recently after so long, and they have detailed some games that are coming out. I took a look at the set and there are some that caught my attention. And please note, there will be repeats of previous games that I talked about. First off, Fire Emblem fans, it looks like your wish of a new entry is about to become a reality with Fire Emblem Engage. No relations to the Nokia Engage, that piece of crap device. Due out on January 20th, this title will be a mix of old and new, bringing in new heroes and having his crew team up with familiar favorites. And they will definitely fight for your friends. Second off, as if one Fatal Frame game was enough, Fatal Frame 4 Mask of the Lunar Eclipse has been confirmed for the Switch. Due out early next year, this Japan-only Wii title puts you in the shoes of Ruka Minazuki as she goes to seek out the truth from 10 years ago. Use your camera obscura to fight back against the spirits of the island before they take hold of you. I wonder if there are more Fatal Frame games from the past that will come out as well. Third off, it feels like Square Enix stole the show at this Direct. One prime example are the Front Mission games coming out, which are remakes of the Super Famicom/PlayStation games. While the third game, due out next year, released in North America, the first two games never released in the United States until now. And that's what makes the Front Mission titles so fascinating. Oh, and yeah, the first one will come out this November. The second example happens to be the sequel to Octopath Traveler, dubbed Octopath Traveler 2. Due out this February, you will travel with a new group of 8 heroes, each with his or her own path to go down. It makes me wonder how many more RPGs will be coming to the Switch from Square Enix. Maybe Chrono Trigger, the Final Fantasy Pixel Remasters, Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia, or Terranigma. And yes, I knew it, those fools at Square Enix are coming out with a new Theatrhythm game for the Switch on February 16th. As if the 3DS game was enough. A mix of legacy of Final Fantasy alongside Dance Dance Revolution-like mechanics, minus a dance pad. I get the picture, Square Enix. You want something to top that Kingdom Hearts Memory of Melody game on Switch. What next? A Chrono Trigger Guitar Hero game? But anyway, talking about Square's other titles that are coming out, we know that Harvestella will be due out this November. But as of now, a demo is out and will let you try the game before you pick it up. And you can also transfer your save data to the main game once you get it. I may stream this in the future if anyone's interested. As for Crisis Core Reunion, what impresses me about this title, due out December 13th, isn't just the fact that it's a remake of the PlayStation Portable Classic, but it's also the fact that this game will be a local edition, complete with graphics that are almost similar to the PlayStation 4/Xbox One versions. That's actually saying a lot, compared to a certain franchise from Capcom that will be a Cloud Edition. Resident Evil 8, Resident Evil 2 and 3. But Square Enix wasn't the only one who stole the show. Koei Tecmo and Gust's Atelier franchise will bring out the third chapter of the Atelier Ryza series, due out on February of next year. As someone who has followed this set of Atelier games, I'm glad it's coming out. I'd like to see how the story of Ryza, Lent, Tao, Claudia, Patricia, Sari, Clifford, Leela, Empel, and even Bose will conclude. Please give Bose more screen time, please. And I just remembered, there's a new Rune Factory game coming out to the Switch. Well, it won't be for a while. We have Rune Factory 3 coming to the Switch next year. So for those who missed out on this DS classic, you're in luck now. Which is saying a lot since I've seen that game go from about $30 to around $200 just for the card alone. I think this is part of the reason why I collect Nintendo Switch games for fun. I don't want to leave out any lesser titles in the shadows. Also, for those of you who enjoy Ikaruga, its predecessor Radiant Silvergun is also coming to the Switch. Right now! For many shoot-'em-up fans, this represents a prime example of the genre alongside Ikaruga, Gradius, Darius, R-Type, Geometry Wars, Mushihime-sama, and so many more. The best part about shoot-'em-ups nowadays is being able to take them on the go, regardless of what you have, be it the Switch or the Steam Deck. It looks like Nintendo is going to go all out with the Nintendo Switch Online service, with games like Mario Party, Pilot Wings, Pokemon Stadium, 1080 Snowboarding, and Excite Bike to name a few. Seems they don't want to leave any stone unturned. And speaking of which, GoldenEye 007 has been confirmed for the service, now with an online mode that's exclusive to the system. Shaken, not stirred. I wonder if this version will also have gyro aiming. Square Enix ain't the only company that's releasing an older game for the Switch. Tales of Symphonia, the Nintendo GameCube cult classic, is also hitting the Nintendo Switch sometime early next year. This story focuses on Lloyd Irving and his companions as they journey to replenish the Silver Ant of pure mana. Makes me wonder what other Tales games will be coming to the Switch as well besides this and the previously released Vesperia. And if you missed out on Kirby Return to Dreamland, it's coming to the Nintendo Switch as a deluxe edition. Due out on February 24th, this Wii remaster will include new sub-games, a new power-up, and a choice for a 4-player all Kirby Fest. You know, I actually wonder if I can play as Meta Knight, King Dedede, or Bandana Waddle Dee instead of Kirby. You know, it's a challenge just for the hell of it. And we finally got some news on the Breath of the Wild sequel. This game is due out on May 12th of next year and has been given a name, The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. This looks to be the biggest Zelda game ever. Bigger than Breath of the Wild 100%. But I'm still waiting for older Zelda games to come as well. You know, it's been more than 5 years since the Switch came out, but it also feels like we are in the Twilight years of the system. It's getting harder and harder for me to catch up on the recent news of games coming out for the Switch. Some like the upcoming Pikmin 4 and the recently released Various Daylight. Never before in the history of gaming have I been overwhelmed by the amount of content that is on the Nintendo Switch. The good thing is that there are still some companies that are putting out games for the Switch, keeping the system alive and healthy and proving that you don't need state-of-the-art graphics just for a timeless system. But on the other hand, it's bad because there will be titles that you will never know is coming to the system, like Sifu for example. Compared to the short-lived Wii U, the Switch is overflowing with games and there are a lot to choose from. One day, the Switch will come to an end, its successor will take over, and the cycle will begin anew. But I believe we will never forget this era, an era that changed Nintendo for good and bad. And only time will tell what the future of Nintendo will bring in a post-Switch world. Anyway, I better switch on out of here.